Greetings and welcome, friends. Mr. Waddy and my algebra buddies here. We're talking about solving equations. We were solving multi-step equations, in fact, just the other day, and now I'm going over some prime homework problems for them and for you. So here we go. It says, solve the equation, check your solution. Tell you what, we're not even going to check the solution. We're just going to focus on the solving process here. So the first thing I want to do, thoughts, question, comment? Yeah, for this problem. Yeah, I like it. So my student was saying that the first thing I should do is actually distribute. I agree. We want to simplify this equation on both sides if needed. And so I'd have 5h plus 22, and 2 times negative h is negative 2h equals negative 5. All right, so make sure you're writing this down. If you got it wrong, track with us here, even if you got it right. If you got it wrong, definitely be writing it down. All right, but still track with us either way, because sometimes the explanation might make things click for you other than that. And also try to make sure you're communicating the algebra very similarly, where you're writing the work down in a similar fashion. Because math is this written language. We want people to know what we're saying. So let's see. What's my next move, do you think? I like it. So I can combine like terms. So I've got 5 h's and negative 2 h's. So how many h's do I have? 3 h's plus 22 is equal to negative 5. Yep, slow down. Any questions so far? Why couldn't I combine 22 with them? Because it's h'less. Yes, quite good. Feel free to use the sound of my voice saying h'less. Edit this clip later, add that into your, remix songs. If you're a DJ, feel free to, add that as one of your button presses. If you want to make it your ringtone of me saying h'less, that would be pretty cool. I'd be impressed. Comment, question. No. No, my videos are posted under education, I believe. So here we go. 2 things are happening to the variable h. Being multiplied by 3 and added by 22. Which should I deal with first? Yeah, I'm going to deal with this 22 first. The opposite of adding 22 is subtracting. And the reason I want to do that is because, right, the opposite of multiplying is dividing. And if I was to divide everybody by 3, I would be creating a whole lot of fractions that I just don't want to deal with. I can't deal with you right now, fractions. So let's subtract 22 from both sides, and when I say both sides, we're referring to both sides of the equal sign, all right? So here we go, 3h, these 22s cancel out, equals, that's becoming more negative. Let's see, question, comment, are you raising your hand or just? No worries, just track with us as best as you can. And I agree, now is a great time to divide both sides by 3. And I got h is equal to negative 9. Okay, so yeah, so see if you can identify where your mistake might have been. But the general strategy, actually I'll even outline that for us here, is at the beginning I was simplifying. All right, so that meant things like distribute. That meant things like combine like terms. Combine like terms, question. And then after that, oh man, why can't I get my curly brace? There it goes. I was solving or isolating the variable. Yeah. And in order to do so, I was sad mapping. All right, it's kind of the opposite of PEMDAS, right? So instead of dealing with multiplication first, I tried to deal with addition subtraction first. So when solving a multi-step equation, you want to undo each operation in the reverse order. Okay, so let's keep cruising here. All right, I'm going to walk us through this one. So here we go. Oh, super common mistake here. So I'm going to start by distributing, but this minus sign is going to be distributed to everything within the parentheses. So be super careful there. Oftentimes, students will only make the first term negative and not have opposited the others. So distribution, 27 equals 3c minus 18. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 2 is 6. Charlie. Okay. So that was distribution. Combine like terms. Who can I combine? The 3c and the 6c. Can I combine these two? What are our thoughts? Well, wait, why? There's a problem there. Why does that feel weird? Why can't I combine those? No? They're both constants. Ah, they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. Right, so I can't just combine things on opposite sides. I would have to move one to the other side by subtracting it from both, for instance. And right. Yep, so I can combine 3c and 6c. So I could write either this plus 9c, or I could write 27 equals 9c minus 18. Doesn't matter which way I write it. I'm a fan of this one only because later on in this course, we'll always want to write our variables before our constants. But that's literally the only reason. You are not wrong if you want to write it that way. Okay? So in either situation, the next thing I'm going to deal with is the 18. My goal is to get Charlie by himself. So I would add 18 to both sides. And that would be the same if I was over here, right? Let's see. So what's that? 45 is equal to 9c. Same thing I'd have here. 45 equals 9c. So you can see that both of those routes ended up converging on the same outcome. And how do I get rid of the 9? Divide both sides by 45. Right, this is a common mistake, but this wouldn't help me get c by itself. Because notice, 9 and 45 wouldn't cancel out. Okay, so I've got to divide by the thing that c was being multiplied by, which is 9. And I'm only dividing both sides by 9. Sometimes I've seen this as well, where students try to write the variable with it. I'm just dividing by the coefficient. Let's see, 45 divided by 9 is 5. And I wouldn't force you to write that step. You could just skip right down to this one where you flip it around like so. All right. I think I've got time for no examples. Here we go. One more. Okay, here's question 30. And if you were looking for other problems, I did have other videos already recorded going over different problems, so that might always be able to help you out. It says the difference of, so difference means subtract, technically in parentheses, but I have a feeling I won't end up needing it, of 3 times a number, that, sure, we'll use x's. You could use any letter you want as a variable. And 4, so I'm subtracting 4 from 3x, means equal -19. So in this case, those parentheses weren't necessary, but it's still not a bad idea to be in the habit and the routine of when you hear difference, put parentheses. If you hear sum, put parentheses. So I can simplify by just getting rid of those parentheses right now, but what would I do to solve? Add 4 both sides. And so let's see, 3x, the 4's cancel out, equals -19 plus 4 is still going to be negative, because 19 was further from 0 than 4 was. And that's going to be negative 15. And now to get x by itself, what do? Divide by 3. And so I'll get x equals negative 5. All right? Thanks for watching, internet friends. Me and my buddies in real life are going to do a mini quiz.